We're going to start with the fact that we've now gone 6 days without having to shoot a UFO out of the sky.
This latest air defense operation coming just 24 hours after another object was spotted over Canada. U.S. and Canadian officials ordering it shot down.
It represented a reasonable threat to civilian aircraft. Canadian and American fighter jets were scrambled, and an American F-22 successfully shot down the object.
And that incident coming just 1 day after another unidentified object was shot down off the coast of Alaska. 3 incidents in less than a week since that Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the Carolina coast. But a senior U.S. official saying these 3 are different from that spy balloon. None appear to have a payload, and all are smaller.
Nice. It's been 6 days?
It's been 6 days now, I
really?
believe.
I could have swore we did one like a few days ago.
It seems like I guess this is unprecedented where we've never, up until how many years ago? I know TomKat is constantly watching the news. He's our official news.
No, that's crazy. It's crazy stuff. It is unprecedented. It's
unprecedented, right?
NORAD, I don't think, has ever shot down everything over North America.
And the Chinese are saying it was a weather balloon that caught the wind. It lost its course. It ended up making it over off of the coast of South Carolina, and then we shot it down, and I guess China is mad.
逼崽子，你真没见过黑社会哈！操你妈的，敢不敢跟我比划比划？操你妈！操你妈！我也敢不敢比划什么叫黑手？操你妈的你！
Now they're mad. Now they're saying they might have repercussions on us for shooting down and taking their spy stuff that wasn't spy stuff.
And they're
whatever.
They're all
great explanation.
Right.
I like it. Yeah.
Well, the Chinese claim that we have had these similar balloons flying near their territory.
I'm sure.
And that they don't shoot them down.
They should. They should.
Yeah.
If we doing that,
do you think that
you
we're
should
doing
take
that?
that shit down too. Hell yeah,
I
we
wouldn't
doing
put it past us.
Hell, I mean, come on, now think about it. You
But
can't.
don't you think that we would think that would launch us into a war?
No, because
it isn't doing anything.
We've always sent spies everywhere.
I never would have assumed that our government was like launching spies. Although I would think they were doing like high reconnaissance flight over stuff like U-2 spy planes,
I would imagine
surveillance
they would be
over
a lot
things.
more technical about it, right? You know,
I guess in that sense, I guess I always do imagine that our government is watching the enemy, and like whether it be with satellites or like spy planes.
It's 2023.
Balloons.
I mean, we're doing the same thing that everybody's doing us.
Balloon technology is a good way to loiter and to get information. It's probably the best way to spy on stuff from that height, and the best height for an EMP. If you wanted to float an EMP, that's the way to do it with a balloon.
What's the EMP?
I mean, those things should be
It's an electromagnetic pulse,
with
and
radar
that's
and
would be
stuff, right?
it would knock out all the electricity to like cities all at once.
Got you.
And that's what they think they would probably do.
Well, I mean, look at this way. I mean,
for what? Let's get deeper into it. For what? Why would they do that? What do we have here in America that China or any other country in this world would be opining for?
Maybe
outside
finding
of the
out where
people.
our military bases are, how many
where our missile silos are at,
all of our sites are,
where our power plants, water plants.
For what?
Because
take over world domination,
if
Ramo. Of course.
If you take out,
they want to come take the country over.
No, because think about this: if you the way to cripple a country is like you take out the main things that they need.
No,
yes, that's pretty.
Cripple us for what, dude? They already have us crippled, dude. We owe them so much money. Like
we don't owe everybody money.
I'm sure they're talking about like some type of like financial thing or kind of like, you know, penalization on a loan or something like that.
Most likely they are.
They're not talking about starting World War III over some fucking balloons that are whether maybe or
but
not.
But they would over Taiwan.
They would over Taiwan.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It depends. Think, that's a tough. That's a tough.
And quite honestly, like for us, you know, should we, as humanitarians, of course we care, but like honestly, like we have certain territories. If you know Puerto Rico wanted to become its own sovereign state or whatever, or become a state, there will be votes and stuff. Maybe they should do some shit like that. maybe don't believe in doing
I'm
shit
going
like
to
that.
speak to
I don't-
Ramo
I
on
don't-
what he knows,
I
being
don't-
from Gary, Indiana.
I don't necessarily.
shot.
I don't know
Okay.
that. I don't necessarily know that. Like, is that really like our business or?
Well, here's
or not?
here's what I want to
Not
tell
that
you.
we shouldn't help or whatever. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying like, how much of help should we be like?
Well, here's the issue I think right now.
Because
is
we've helped
we have
Ukraine
we have
without getting
egos.
involved.
We have egos. It seems like in the world of government and
Sure.
running a country.
Oh, dude, that's everywhere.
And what I'm noticing is the Chinese are setting up a presence, a military presence in Canada, and the Americans are setting up their military presence in the Philippines and adding more troops. And it seems to me like it's like a flexing thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like on the streets. I'll talk Gary talk for you, Raymond.
Sure.
It seems like there's somebody.
That's like 4 shots we're on now.
Somebody's over on the corner of Yayo and freaking Dope Street, and somebody's
All
trying
right,
to
calm
now.
down.
Now all of a sudden somebody's pulling up. I'm trying to put it into perspective because you don't
Listen,
seem to
you both from
understand.
Gary, Indiana, take the shot.
I'm not from Gary.
I understand what you're
south.
saying, but why is
There's some flexing going on. Somebody's trying to take over a corner. You know,
but hold on.
what
Here-
happens in the end? Somebody ends up firing a nuke. That's what happens.
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to get to that. Here's the thing is, you know, us as a country, we set up military bases all over the globe. So why would it necessarily be a problem for another superpower to do it? Like, I don't necessarily take that as a direct threat.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
don't see
more
it
of a
as.
diplomatic.
I mean, think about you take it all the way
type
back
of,
to
hey,
when
like, we're trying to extend
when the
our
'60s
hand.
when Kennedy got in office and we had the whole shit with them in Russia and Cuba, and you had the whole Cuban Missile Crisis, and I mean,
Right.
and that was 90 miles from where we at. So I mean, it happens. I mean, I'm
Fighting
not
with
worried.
Cuba and fighting with China is a completely
Yeah,
different.
but
Totally different things,
but the thing
yeah.
with Cuba
With
was
the
it was
Russian missile
it was
crisis,
the
it
Russians.
was actually the
It was
Russians that put the
Russians.
missiles there. So
My-
it was a big deal.
So it was a big deal. It's a real big deal.
My point is that maybe it's not so that they can set up military bases to
No, they're not
necessarily
setting
set
up a
arms
base.
or
They
anything. Maybe it's like more of a diplomatic thing.
It's
Maybe,
like this. Think about
maybe
this.
They're kind of looking
Think about
into
this.
their
I know what
Eastern
Gentry was
type
saying.
Okay.
Remember the movie Boys in the Hood, and that one scene when Trey and Ricky was walking across the street, and the dude they pulled up, but they was down the street, and they were just kind of like looking, and then they pulled off, and when Doughboy ran down the steps and was like, "What's up?" and they pulled off. That's kind of what China doing. They just pulling up and like, "Yeah, we see y'all," but if we step out like, "What's up?" they like, "All right, we don't want no smoke," and that's what it is. We do the same thing.
When I think about it, I just think, why would they build all these weapons if they're never going to use them?
Same reason we do it.
So yeah, exactly.
Same reason we do it.
Exactly. Same
Why,
reason,
why
because
do gangsters
because
walk
they're-
around with a bunch of
because
flashing their
they're-
guns?
They're afraid
A
we're
lot of
going
them
to use
don't
it
use
on
them.
them.
They just flash them.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
never
we're
gonna, and no one's ever going to use one.
Let's hope not.
It's
That's
best
the
that
idea.
we
That's the
for
idea of
all our
having
sake,
them.
we should hope that nobody
Yeah.
use them. Shit.